Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Hangout podcast. I am here with an amazing guy that I've had the pleasure of knowing for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, actually 2 months, Timothy. So, this is Timothy Walter with Simpay, and we're going to be talking about simplifying business solutions with integrity. And I can have a big emphasis on the integrity part because I've gotten so I'm lucky to be able to know Timothy and kind of get to know his products and see him in action. Timothy, say hey to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome. So, Timothy, I think a little bit of background of why you are with Simpay, what is Simpay about, and kind of just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and Simpay.
Well, basically, the reason why I'm with Simpay, I had my own business years ago, and I was able to do miraculous things in the community. But one of the problems that I ran into while I was running my business was there was a lot of things, and this is where you and I go hand in hand with, was there was a lot of things I didn't know what I was supposed to do or not do in business. And I wanted to do the right things, but I just wasn't sure what those were. And I thought that was more reactive versus proactive. So I sold the business and went down the road, but I always had it in my heart that I wanted to find a business that I could work with where I could help small businesses do better. And this is where I came across this company where they offer the ability to relieve the stress of the processing fees from the business owners, so they can put that money back into their company and be a better company. And that's why I'm affiliated with Simpay, because they show not only biblical principles within their actions, but their moral compass is definitely due north, without a doubt. I mean, these people have shown me time and time again that this is a quality company that I'm with.
I love it. I love it. And one of the most important things that for me was when we met, and we met at a chamber event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right, here in Culpeper. And I was looking for somebody with the solutions that you had, and you were able to really, for me, I thought like go in, um, hear me first to see what I do. I help entrepreneurs, start, grow, and scale. So businesses are all different. And I love the fact that you kind of said, hey, listen, you take each individual business and you make a solution for them, and you make an affordable solution that they can actually swallow and put into business right away, put into practice right away.
Yeah, one of the things that throw me off with businesses comes into small businesses is to find out, what can you do to alleviate the financial stress that they have with on them, but then also make their life better so they can spend more time, that quality time with their family outside of work, because if they have that balance, it becomes a stronger company. And that's one of the things that my company does at Simpay is that they actually thrive on that your personal time is as important it is as your business time. So with that in mind, I can go in with the mindset in my mind, knowing that I have a company that's going to back me up on what I'm trying to achieve. And that's to make life easier for that business, not harder, not to make it more stressful for them.
Yeah, I think that especially because, I mean, who doesn't need to take merchant services and who doesn't need to take credit cards today, right? Everybody's got to.
Right.
And I think that people get a little like, I don't know how to do it. It's going to take a lot of money. I'm not sure. There's going to be this long process of applications and stuff like that. And you really just made it easy for my clients.
Correct. So what the application process is extremely easy. One, you are opening up a financial institution account is what you're doing, just like if it was a bank account or any other type of account. But what's great about my company is that a lot of it's automated, and I just need a few items for me to do the application itself. They also have it where it's not a nickel and dime kind of thing. It's more of what can we do to give you the right tools so you can be a better company. And then once they have their solution in place, because for instance, just to give you the small rundown of credit card
Mhm.
processing itself, a lot of times what people do know, the ballpark is that they go and say, okay, you're going to give me a device. Either I buy it or I have to pay a monthly fee for it. I then get the device. I then run transactions each day, and my money's in the account maybe tomorrow, the day after that. And then at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, there's a large amount of money that's just taken out of my bank account. I guess it's right.
Yeah,
Three,
yeah,
$1,000 that the credit card company takes. And then if you look at the statement itself, there's just so many charges for stuff for different credit cards. It's look, I'm working on transmissions. I'm making a cake. I really don't have time to go through this. And what my company does is it makes it extremely easy and just one set and forget it kind of thing. Where the business owner doesn't have to pay the processing fees. The
yeah,
processing fees are actually paid by the customers. Now, I do have traditional type of processing where you do pay the fees if you want to as a business, but I really do stress that if you just put that processing fee to the customer, which is extremely inexpensive to them, but saves you thousands of dollars. I mean, thousands upon thousands of dollars. It really makes your job a lot easier that you don't have to worry about.
yeah, yeah. I know you were so gracious to come over to Holy Chick, and she's going to be on the podcast as well. But I wanted to say, you made it really simple just by doing the tutorial, explaining everything. And this is a really easy process, you guys. This is not I'm not talking about a big, kiosk, banking kiosk and stuff like that. So Timothy was great about like, hey, let's start with this one and we can always roll into something that's bigger and better and faster and whatever it might be. But the training was super easy. And like you said, it's like every company has got, I don't know anywhere where you're not having to pay the credit card processing fee today. I don't know of one that's not doing it. I mean, look at PayPal and Venmo and wherever it might be. You got to pay a fee.
Yeah, the fees that are associated with that only go with the credit card itself, and that's where the fee comes into play. That the credit card company charges the business owner. We in 2010 there was a law written where you don't no longer does that have to fall upon the business owner itself, knowing that it is a financial stress. So a lot of people were afraid to do that because they feel that they're going to lose businesses. Now
Hmm.
I have a lot of different businesses, and one of them that I love is my biggest one is where it's a restaurant that's locally in this area. It's been around for 25, 26 years. And when I was talking to the business owner to switch him over, he's like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose business. And I said, how long have you been here? And he told me, and I said, do you think they come here for the price or the food? And he goes, I
Yeah.
hope it's the food. I said, exactly. But they're not going to worry about paying the processing fee. And he's right. He's loving it every day. And he said he wished he did it sooner. And he's glad he did it. There's a lot of places that do that now where they charge the processing fee. And again, it's really small to the customer.
It is, and that's awesome. So the other thing too I like to do is um, talk about a little bit about like some of the various choices. Every business is going to be different, whether it be a retail store, whether it be an excavation store, every company and every business is going to be slightly different. Talk about some of your solutions for them.
Right. So, for instance, I can go from if you're doing e-commerce, you're doing, you have a Shopify account, I can connect with that. I can connect with if you're out in the field and you need to have it on your cell phone so they can touch the card. I have a kiosk just like they do in McDonald's where I mean, that can replace an employee right there for
Yeah, I love
$300.
that idea.
For $300 a month, you have an employee that will show up on time, that will never complain, who always get the order right. It's really cool. They can go in and I have one in Fredericksburg where they place the order, they put the phone number in that they have to that client's phone
Hmm.
number, so that way when the order's ready, it actually texts the customer
Crazy.
saying that the food is ready to go up and get it. So that's going to help out a lot of businesses that are trying to find quality employees. It's going to
Absolutely.
help food trucks that are trying to say they're one man or one person army, with having somebody taking the orders for them and then having the technology in the back to help them when they're done with the order, just say finish, and then the
Right.
technology will take care of it for them.
Right.
Um, yeah, I
Timothy, I
can.
wanna I wanna spend a little time on that one because the thing of it is we all know that the workforce is still a problem. It's still a problem. When you're trying to get good employees, it's still a problem.
Mhm.
So to me, that one was like a winner, winner chicken dinner,
Yeah.
of like, okay, so I mean, we know that a regular employee, if you paid them full time, is going to cost more than $300 a month,
Yeah.
plus the training, plus the
Oh yeah.
excuses, plus
Oh
the
yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah.
And now, especially like at a service where there is a food truck, where you've got somebody that's just here, come up and pay this. I mean, you put your order in just like this,
Hmm.
bingo, and you
Hmm.
tell me when it's ready. Who
Yep.
doesn't love that?
Yeah, and it does all the modifiers in there. We build the menu for you. This is not. We do not in any way, shape, or form sign you up for services and then you just that's it. I'm done. You'll never see me again. That's remotely with that. I will be intimately understanding everything to do with your business and what it needs to thrive and get you those tools that you need for it to thrive. Because the more success you have, the honor it is for me. Because then that's actually the excitement more than anything else is that it's a better business, because I'm going to see you at the grocery stores. I'm going to
Hmm.
see you at the movie theater. I'm going to, and I don't want to duck or hide. I'm never going to do that. I'm going to be excited to see you and rejoice in your success no matter if that's personal or business.
I love it. I love it. And it's just there again, there's so many different options, you guys, and there is no excuse for you not to be able to have the payment merchant service that you need at your fingertips.
Correct. That's exactly right. And for that, it does bleed into other things. And as the technology evolves, we will evolve with it with you as what your business needs. But we also took it a step further, and we have a payroll division with my company. We also have where we offer workman's comp and liability and just business insurance as a whole for you for your business. Because our attitude is that if we can save you the money, obviously in credit card processing, insurance, which is huge.
Yeah.
And then you got payroll, which is another huge one,
Yep.
to make sure that the taxes are correct and that the paycheck is on time, and that the taxes are paid to the government when it's supposed to, the court. I just talked to somebody recently and they had switched from one bank to another, but they never told the accountant department messed up and they were like behind $50,000
Ugh,
and taxes that they had to pay. And it was really frustrating and really hurt them a lot. And that's somebody
yeah.
you have to rely on and trust that's going to be there and be accountable for their actions. That's the biggest thing, being accountable.
Yeah, and I think, in my opinion, it's like I like working. I'm going to say kind of like where Timothy and Simpay are, which is they can really be a one-stop shop for you in this situation, which is the business solutions. Because if you're going to tell a story, you're going to tell a story once to Timothy. He's going to understand your business, and then you can roll into the business solutions that he has for you without having to go and tell this person and then that person and then this person, and I've gotten really I got to be able to have a great conversation with your insurance partners and your insurance providers, and they've
Mhm.
been great. I've got two clients that we're going to be talking and stuff, and I just found it so simple to do.
Right, they're accessible. That's the biggest thing that I think that I've told people because I don't know if you could tell by a couple of the gray hairs. I've been around for a little bit, and
Yeah.
what you've noticed, like for businesses as you go along, is that anybody and everybody can say that they can do these things, but when you can see a company do exactly to do what they say they're going to do, and they're accountable for their actions, it makes you want to marry them and so many different ways. And that's one of the things I have noticed with this place. I mean, if I don't see your because this is a really small area,
Yes.
everybody knows everybody to some
Yep.
degree. They really truly do. And it is important to make sure that you are a person with integrity, commitment, and a conviction in what you're doing. So for that, this business has shown me and so many personal and business wise that they will always be there for you no matter what. I never feel alone at this business. Matter of fact, I have employees that are watching this podcast right now and just being supportive. And they didn't have to do that, but they were to show the support for me, and I appreciate them doing that. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's like I like doing business with people that I like well and that I like, know, and trust, And I will always go completely over backwards to learn about somebody because that makes a big difference to me. I like to be able to say, not only are we, doing business together, but I also like hanging out with you.
Correct. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the other thing too. I think I've developed more friendships than anything else. Like Audrey's the
Yep.
way we met each other, and she thinks that everything I do is amazing and incredible. And I just I'm there. I think that's what it is that I'm there. And that's what you have to remember is that we will be there for whatever it may be that you're running into, that you're having issues with. We'll work it out together with you. That's a big thing for me.
I love that. I love it. And you like to be able to go to again the chamber events.
Oh yeah.
We've got two ribbon cuttings coming up. One
Yep.
for Stanley Excavating next Friday, and
Yep.
then Holy Chic on October 14th, which
14th.
always plays such a big role in the community. To say, I mean, it's not just a no name, a 1-800 number.
Right.
Timothy Walters with Simpay is here,
Right.
and so he's there to help you. And
Correct.
no matter what the questions are, text him and you're going to show up.
Yeah, you call, I'll answer. You text, I'll answer. I mean, it's really, I don't know. It's something for me. I get really just a big thrill. I think that that's where my excitement, my zeal is from. Is helping others. And when I get to help others and I see their success, that's really the biggest fulfillment for me. And going back to how credit cards are, even if you are listening to this and you just want to understand how your credit card processing works, give me a phone call. I'll come by free of charge. I'll let you know, hey, you're getting a great deal, or hey, these are the prices that you're paying, just to understand it a lot more. So that way, when you make a decision, if you're going to change from another company, that you know the reason why. Financial is a big one, but then to support.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Before we knock off, I want to say one thing too, because one of the things that I wanted to bring up comes up a lot, and I
Hmm.
think we talked about this on my BIB group. It's
Hmm.
like I know a lot of young, starting businesses and small businesses. Let's pretend that it was a big ticket item, perhaps like Zach on the excavation business, right? And it was going to cost an extra $237 to run this big ticket item through the merchant service.
Hmm.
So this is Timothy, you brought this up. It's like sometimes an entrepreneur, what they're going to do is they're going to raise their price by the $237, which they think is a good idea
Because it makes sense.
until it does make sense. Until you pointed out to me that no, it doesn't, because you're going to actually be paying taxes on that baby.
Correct. That's still income coming in that you charge. And what we do is we give you a 1099 at the end of the year, and then you just write it off from your taxes because the IRS believes it to be money you took in, but it doesn't show money that it went back out. And with the 1099, what that does is it helps you eliminate that tax that you're going to have to pay for
Yep.
for that income coming in. I have to tell you a small story that really gets me every time I think about if I having a bad day or if I feel like, because you do have that sometimes in work,
Yeah.
things aren't going the way you want to. There's one story that I'll never forget. There's a grocery store in Fredericksburg, and this woman, it's owned by a couple, an older couple, and I had switched them over to where they don't have to pay the processing fees anymore. And she wasn't sure how it all worked, but she knew that she had to start saving money. Her husband has some health issues, and I was able to save them because they were processing about $40,000 a month. She was
Ooh.
paying $1,500 in processing fees. And this woman, based on her culture, are not one to show emotions, but this woman got very emotional with me. And she said, I have to tell you that normally I have to put my husband in a Lyft or an Uber and send him to the doctor's office. And I don't get any answers really from them because I
Mhm.
can't go. But because of the money that you save, I can bring somebody
Oh.
here part time and take my husband to the doctors and see what we can do to make his life just that much better so he can be here a little bit longer for you.
Oh.
And that really, I mean, stories, I mean, to do that,
Yeah.
that's the reason why I do what I do. I mean, that to me is like and to have the right company backing you up to do that also is just it's uncomparable. You can't compare it.
Well, I love it. And like I said, I love the fact that you were so um expressive about your company. When I don't want to do business with somebody that's like complaining about their company, whatever it might be. That
Right.
doesn't leave that doesn't make me feel warm
No,
and fuzzy.
no,
You
not at
know,
all.
I want like, yes, man, I love my company and this
Yeah.
is
Oh
exactly
yeah.
why I'm here.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I
It's
love it. Oh, Timothy, everybody's going to know how to get a hold of you guys. I cannot brag about him enough. And Simpay, I am so, so blessed to be able to have, Simpay and you in my life and be able to take care of my clients going forward.
awesome. Thank you
You
so
got it.
much for me coming on board.
Thanks.
And anybody needs anything, please let me know. I'd love to help.
You got it. So, you guys, thank you for being a guest on the Entrepreneurs Hangout podcast. I tape every single Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and if you'd like to be a guest, hit me up. You know where to find me. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm on all the social platforms. So I'd love to have you be a guest. And I'm going to say bye for now.
Bye bye.